Despite the economic success of Muslim nations like Malaysia, Indonesia, and the oil-producing countries of the Middle East, 40% of people in the Muslim world live below the poverty line. As the Muslim world continues to take a more dominant role in the global economy, we look at what can be done to ensure richer countries help the poorest.
When 19-year-old Salma Begum's husband abandoned her with a 2-year-old baby on the streets of Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka, the prospect of her having to try and earn what she could as a beggar or work as a housemaid for just food, no money, was very real. Her life changed when she was taken under the wing of an international Muslim charitable organisation, trained in the use of a sewing machine, and given a small loan to set up her own shop.
This lady is really inspiring in the sense that we gave her one sewing machine, now she has 3, and she's employing 3 staff to help her expand her business. So I think her future looks very bright. Her children now are getting adequate nutrition, and she'll be able to send her children to school. So thus breaking the poverty cycle.
Even in the lush countryside, life in this land of over 160 million people is hard for many. Agriculture represents 25% of GDP, and 57% of the population are employed in the sector. And despite a doubling of GDP since 1975, a staggering 80% of Bangladeshis live on an income of less than $2 a day. It, like many other Muslim countries, is amongst the poorest on earth.
What is needed is for these countries to interact with the developed countries, thereby maximizing the growth, maximizing the potential that exists. And in many of these countries, there's huge potential, not just the human resources, but the natural resources that are there.
Bangladesh is actually almost self-sufficient in food, and the government's aim is to make it so by 2013. With the financial help of organisations like the Islamic Development Bank, the IDB, whose work is funded by the better-off Muslim countries, local authorities are teaching farmers about more productive seeds and pest control, providing better tools, building concrete irrigation channels, and increasing mechanisation.
After getting these equipments, they plowed their land in time so that they can plant the crop in time and the crop yield will be increased. And they get some money which has been useful for their socio-economic condition and their financial enhancement.
One word is very important in Islamic mode of operation, it's the solidarity. So when Islamic nations are grouped together in political organization, one of the key words is solidarity and partnership. It's not assistance, it's solidarity and partnership. You share. You share what you know, you share what you have.
All our efforts are here focused to the comprehensive human development. We want to have a development with a human face. And the IDB is quite strong in terms of supporting the social infrastructure, which is health and education, safe water and sanitation. We are also helping in clean energy and renewable energy, and mainly food security. And we are confident that with the close cooperation with the government of Bangladesh and the people, the IDB's assistance in this country would help to reduce poverty and perhaps to eradicate it within a short span of time.
Education, too, is seen as one of the weapons in the fight against poverty. Whether it be at places like the Islamic University of Technology in Dhaka, supported by the IDB, or this school for youngsters in a village in the northeast of the country, the poorest end of Bangladesh. This village school, supported by Muslim Aid, has been running for 4 years and teaches some 30 children who otherwise would get no education at all.
This is one of 100 schools that we have for children who dropped out of school. In Bangladesh, 50% of children drop out of school because of poverty, or they didn't even go to school. So what we're trying to do is to help these kids get back into the formal education system. What we have found in our experience over the past 10 years in doing this service to the community, that 90% of our kids go on to complete formal education. Without this, these kids would have been almost semi-illiterate.
And this upper school, again supported by IDB and the government, caters mainly for the children of farmers, who might not be able to go on to higher education. So, vocational training is important to enable people to earn a living independent of subsistence farming. Some 80% of employment and about 80% of production in Bangladesh comes from small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. So, in the heart of Dhaka, Muslim Aid runs an institute of technology, helping people work in the sector and even set up their own businesses. Students are provided with technical knowledge and skills in a wide range of areas, such as computers, air conditioning, and engine mechanics.
This has happened in many of our Muslim Aid institutes of technology. We have 4 of them in Bangladesh, which is helping people escape from poverty through skills training, through education. This is a disabled guy whose father wanted him to beg based on his disability. But here his mother wanted him to get an education, so he completed his education, so he was literate. But then his father still forced him to beg on the streets of Dhaka.
For the last 3 months, with the help of Muslim Aid, Shamina Mir has been learning how to service mobile phones.
And don't forget, mobile phones is huge in Bangladesh, 50 million of them, and probably it's going to double to another 50 million. So it's a huge importance of mobile phones for communications in the country. And repairing them is very important. So this skill is a very marketable skill. He started business yesterday, and yesterday he earned 1,500 taka.
That's over $20 in a country where over 57 million people, 36% of the population, try to survive on less than $1 a day.